A Boeing whistleblower by the name of John Barnett was found dead while in the midst of a legal dispute with the company. His body was discovered on March 9th in a Charleston, South Carolina Holiday Inn parking lot with a single gunshot wound to the head. Let's get into more about this, including a timeline of events and why suspicion is growing around the true cause of his death. I'm Jessica Lobson, and you're watching Tell Me More. If John Barnett looks familiar to you, you may have seen him on the 2022 Netflix documentary Downfall: The Case Against Boeing. That documentary exposed how money and greed resulted in two historic, deadly plane crashes and an unbelievable cover-up. Barnett was retired after working 32 years for Boeing. That's just 4 years less than my lifetime as a quality manager, with 7 of those years spent at Boeing's South Carolina plant. His job was literally helping to ensure the safety of passengers. According to court filings, in January 2017, Barnett filed a complaint with OSHA alleging that Boeing retaliated against him in violation of federal law that provides whistleblower protection for employees of air carriers. 3 years later, in November 2020, OSHA responded saying that there was no reasonable cause to believe that Boeing violated that law, and that next month, Barnett filed an objection and requested a hearing. So after he requested the hearing, one of the judges ordered him to file a complaint. And the first complaint was filed in May 2021 on behalf of Barnett by his attorneys. And it said that Barnett and other Boeing South Carolina employees were pressured to violate FAA standards, regulations, and procedures by not properly documenting and fixing defects. The complaint says that these failures resulted in incomplete records, which are considered criminal offenses and pose a high risk to people who fly in planes. Barnett said that in return, upper management retaliated against him by giving him low performance scores, separating him from his team members. They moved him to a different part of the plant and blacklisted him from being able to transfer outside of the South Carolina location. So what was his concern that allegedly got him retaliated against? He said that employees at Boeing's Charleston, South Carolina plant on a regular basis fitted substandard parts on planes and reported faulty oxygen systems that could result in as many as 1 in 4 oxygen masks not operating properly. Now, of course, the company denied his allegations, but a follow-up investigation by the FAA lent credibility to some aspects of his allegations. A report found that 50 non-conforming parts were unable to be traced and were completely lost in the company's system, meaning these parts are not working, they're defective, and they don't know what planes they're on and what part of the world those planes are in. Now, fast forward to the weekend of March 9th. He had just testified on that Friday. In an interview with Jesse Waters for Fox News, Barnett's lawyer, Robert Turkowitz, said that Barnett had plans that weekend with friends and family, and they were set to go over talking points for his next appearance on the stand. So he was actually in the middle of testifying on his case. And his attorney lost contact with him and actually called the hotel to check on him, which is when he was found dead in his truck, because he told the people at the hotel to go check and see if his truck was there, and that's when they found him. So while all of this is going on over here with John Barnett, over here, news just broke that the Department of Justice has launched a criminal investigation into a blowout that happened just a few months ago in January on an Alaska plane made by Boeing. And that's following several other reports about the company's aircraft being involved in more than one deadly crashes in just 2 years. And on top of that, the CEO just announced that he will be stepping down from his role at the company. So if you're interested in hearing my thoughts on this story and gaining access to other exclusive content, head over to Patreon for the full video and a list of all the sources I used to research this story. Thank you for watching. On to the next topic. Peace. Now, for those of you who are still here, do I think Boeing had anything to do with this? I mean, it's hard to say yes or no, because you just never really know. And I've learned through investigating conspiracies and things like that, as bad as you want